This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty Podcast. I am your host, Gregory Brown. And with me today, I have the two grunts of the podcast, Andy Brown. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing great. It feels good to be in charge.
Yeah, I know.
Do I get a mute button to shut people up?
Yeah, you're running the show, Greg. It's Freaky Friday episode.
Freaky Friday. So today, Andy, Mr. Busy, did not watch the game.
This is correct.
Meanwhile,
hey. I watched the highlights.
Yeah, we'll see. Meanwhile, I watched all 60 minutes of this football game.
Hot damn. This is a first.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the first regular season game, maybe.
No, that I have not watched and Gregory has.
Yes, for sure.
That's for sure.
Easily.
How the tides have changed.
Indeed. Yeah.
So, Steve, how's your New Year's going?
New year, same shit.
I'm also the only non-COVID positive
That is
on
correct.
the podcast today.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, well, yeah. I honestly, my odds were on Greg getting it first because he seems to be the one who does the most shit.
That's true.
Like
Yeah,
you're always like going places and doing stuff, traveling. I definitely thought you would have gotten it first. So I am well impressed, Greg.
Yeah. I live my life a quarter mile at a time, you know?
This is what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also the most susceptible, dude. If you think about the summer of the itis you had.
But outside the summer of the itis, I've been pretty healthy.
That's true.
Yeah. I rarely get sick. So, but I think I'm like Mick Brown. When I get sick, I get absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, you are kind of a baby.
Yeah.
Also, unlike Andy, I didn't even have symptoms. So clearly I'm the better brother here.
Well, I don't know about that. That just means you didn't really get it. I went whole hog. I got full COVID. None of this like, oh, I tested positive, but I'm not showing any symptoms. I got the full cold symptoms, the full flu symptoms. I was out for 2 days.
No, boo.
But I'm back.
Oh, you poor little thing.
What up, Andy Pandy?
I'm gonna remember this, Greg, when from
Better?
you get it because it's definitely a matter of time.
Dude, my immune system, I play in the dirt, Andy. All right. My immune system has been through hell and back.
Have you not seen the videos of me as a child literally sitting in a puddle playing cars in it? I invented playing in the dirt.
Well, the results say otherwise.
And Buffalo is playing in the dirt at Buffalo. In that RV, that's playing.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah, you only embrace the dirt, Andy. I was born into the dirt.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Week 11, 2004, Monday Night Football. The Patriots are at Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Dick Vermeil Kansas City Chiefs.
We got some good Dick Vermeil squint in this game. That, when he's all flustered.
Maybe a little weeping.
Squinting, Oh, shit.
He's also noted crier, Dick Vermeil.
When did he cry?
He cries all the time. You haven't heard? It's like his reputation.
No.
Old weepy Vermeil. Apparently some players like it and some hate it.
Which one would you be?
I mean, I don't want to see my coach cry. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm all for like crying in like situations that call for crying, but if you're crying frequently, you got to get a hold of your shit, Do
you think tears of joy works?
Yeah, tears of joy are always fine.
Yeah.
But like sad tears, you just got to reserve those for the special moments.
That's true.
Yeah, Dick Vermeil's all about the crying. It's a little too much.
So the Patriots come into this game. They haven't won a game in Kansas City since 1964.
Fuck me. That's a long time.
Apparently, it's not even Arrowhead Stadium either. It's at the old stadium.
What do you mean, the last time they won or this game?
The last time the Patriots won in Kansas City is at like some other Memorial Stadium or something.
64. Didn't like the Patriots start in the 1960s too?
Yeah, they won their first season and never again.
So the Chiefs are 3-7 though. So they had that good year last year with Priest Holmes, where they lost to the Colts right in the playoffs in the shootout. So they had high expectations coming into this year, but they come into this game 3-7, playing the 9-1 Pats. Pats are 3-point favorites, which I guess is kind of surprising given their records, but I think the Chiefs are probably better than their record suggests, right?
I think their offense was sick. Their defense, no bueno. And that was without Priest Holmes, too. You definitely noticed him missing there.
All right, so that's another headline for this game is Priest Holmes, last year's rushing leader, touchdown leader.
I don't know. He set some records back then, too, right? Most touchdowns in the season, I think it was.
Yeah, so he's injured for this game. Going against the Patriots, who obviously we've talked about their cornerback issues.
A lot of Troy Brown in this one playing corner, which is nice.
Love that.
How was the Troy Brown interception last week?
Cool.
Orgasmic.
Yeah,
absolutely orgasmic.
His face.
Probably love. I don't think I've ever seen him more excited coming off a field than when he intercepted Drew Bledsoe.
We also calculated how many balls he caught from Drew Bledsoe. I don't remember what it was, but it was plus one because I don't think they're doing that.
What about practice? How'd you calculate that?
We didn't even think about it.
We did some rough back of the napkin math,
Okay. Okay. Some approximations.
Just real quick, just to go back to your Chiefs being a good offense. I actually found a thing. The Chiefs scored 483 points this season in 2004. And that was the highest total in NFL history for a team that finished the season with a losing record.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That's hard to do. Scored 483 points and finishing with a losing record. Was their defense just that bad?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What was their final record?
7-9.
7-9, yeah.
Well, they got 8 losses here, so they only lose once more the rest of the season.
Yeah. But it wasn't the offense's fault.
No.
They were first in yards and second in points for offense, and they were 31st in yards and 29th for points on defense.
Yeah, I mean, Trent Green threw for 4,500 yards. Trent Green and 27 touchdowns. Those are Manning-esque numbers back then.
Trent Green sucks, though.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm saying. And even he succeeded in this Kansas City offense. Dick Vermeil knows what he's doing on offense.
Where did Tony Gonzalez end up on the company? Because this is peak him. The whole offense.
He had 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns. Led the team.
This is his best season.
Yeah.
Double check the whole game.
Yeah. Other notable players on this team. So obviously Priest Holmes, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
Dante Hall, Tony Gonzalez. Their offensive line was ridiculous too.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's good when you actually recognize the names of the players.
It doesn't happen often.
The offensive line.
Willie Rofe, baby.
Willie Rofe.
The Chris Berman used to call him Willie Pot Rofe, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Brian Waters.
Will Shields.
Yep. Those are all names I recognize, which is impressive.
Doesn't Brian Waters play for the Patriots later in his career? And then again, the Jets?
I don't know.
Stat check.
Steve.
I'm not here to stat check. I'm here to take notes, to ask questions, to have Andy to stat check.
Question check.
Friday, Andy has stat check, Greg.
Yeah, that's true.
He played for New England in 2011 and then Dallas in 2013. He does not play for the Jets. Apparently, 2012 on Pro Football Reference just says missed season, refused to report.
Ooh, I like that.
Didn't fucking show up in 2012. I was like, nah.
Maybe he wasn't vaccinated.
In 2012?
Yeah.
Didn't have his Tdap.
Yep. MMR. Get out.
Do you hear Rogers say calling the MVP the most valuable vaccinated player?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It would be if it was most vaccinated player. Just stick with the MVP, dude. Fucking butchering a joke.
True. Pretty funny though.
Then you call the guy a bum too. That's how he's come back, calling people bums.
Yeah, that guy is a bum too.
That's legit.
So, any other notables about the Chiefs?
Their special teams coach, Chad O'Shea, longtime Pats wide receivers coach back then. So the Patriots must have seen something in the Chiefs special teams here, because in 2009 they would sign him for 9 years.
Andy, you're doing a terrible job of being Greg right now. You're remembering a bunch of facts. You're coming up with, deep cuts like that.
All right. How about this then? All right, I'll be a Greg.
Conversation, lead us down some weird places.
I got a deep dive for you, and it has nothing to do with any player on either of these teams, but the announcer John Gruden.
John Madden.
You told me it was John Gruden, so I did a John Gruden deep dive.
Oh, perfect, because it was John Madden.
Good. So I am killing it as Greg.
John Gruden was still coaching back then, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I figured. But
coaching recently.
You told me. So should we talk about John Gruden? This is perfect.
You're doing a perfect job, Andy.
I am killing the Greg roll right now.
Left turn. I love it. That's perfect, Greg.
So Gruden.
Let's go.
Let's talk about a bit about John Gruden, because he's been in the news lately too. So we'll get to that. But first, we'll start. Born in Sandusky, Ohio, which I feel like is, if you were writing a movie, is definitely foreshadowing Sandusky.
Dude, can I butt in for a second? Because I came across this today, which I thought was hilarious.
All right.
Did you know that there's a biography on Sandusky before all the allegations came out?
What?
You want to hear what it's called? It's titled?
Oh, this is going to be great.
It's called Touched, the Jerry Sandusky story.
No.
Can't make this shit up.
Swear to God, dude. Swear to God.
Very
Touched.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because apparently Dick Vermeil wrote like one of the intro quotes or whatever, like talking about what a good guy he was. Yeah.
The preface or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Tough
That's tough, yeah. So we know that John Gruden has a brother, Jay. Did you know he has another brother, James, who is not into football? His dad was into football. Jay obviously played football and coached. James, radiologist at Cornell Medicine. So black sheep of the family.
He's probably the one that did it right.
Yeah. Well, no, he's probably the one that makes the least amount of money. He's only a doctor.
Yeah, but they ain't fucking finding his emails and putting them out on ESPN. I'll tell you that much.
Well, speaking of which, did you hear the Jay Gruden thing recently?
No.
Where they were somebody was interviewing him about, because he used to be the coach of Washington, and so they were interviewing him about the announcing the new team name, and he said, "I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but they should have never changed the name in the first place." Bro, of all the takes. Yeah. That's not the one.
I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I'm going to ruffle them anyways.
Yeah. And using the ruffle the feathers thing too.
Well, ruffle the feathers. That's a bit of a stretch, Andy.
Well, hey, I'm just reporting what I hear.
What do you think? What do you think when you
punch,
I think you just stay the fuck away from that.
But, should have kept the R word.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, dude.
You want to take bets on what they're going to call them?
Admirals.
I don't even know the options.
It's going to be the Admirals.
I'm going.
There's a lot of smoke around Admirals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or generals. I heard it was military related, but
that would make sense.
I'm going hog. Well, I want it to be hogs, but they're too incompetent to actually come.
Yeah, I want it to be red hogs.
They're going to come up with something stupid or just something just really lifeless.
Red hogs would be good too.
The hogs? Come on, man. It's perfect.
It is perfect. Yeah. Because you could play into the history of the hogs, the hogettes, and all.
It's like football being like the hog mollies, just big beefcakes,
exactly.
Perfect.
It would be perfect.
Yeah.
You could paint your bus like a trailer,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be dope. You put just hay around everywhere.
Pulling up
Dude,
on together,
Just think about all like the shtick you could do with
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah.
the oinking for touchdowns.
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Coming to the pig pen. You don't want to come play
Right?
the pig pen.
No,
in
you don't.
Check with Dan
January,
Snyder,
bro.
and he said no.
Dan Snyder's
Next.
a useless piece of crap.
Yeah.
Oh, so the reason people were talking about how it was going to be the Washington Admirals is because if you go to WashingtonAdmirals.com, it redirects to the Redskins or the Washington football team website right now.
Ooh.
And so, you know, like there's some smoke there. But other people were talking about how, you know, anybody can direct
Right.
any URL to anything. So I decided to test that out. So I registered. Let me see if I can find it. Oh boy.
Andy, I want to document a quick pee-pee slap for saying the R word there.
Yes, I appreciate that.
And you guys,
thank you for.
you're being Andy again. Greg should be registering domains right now. You're Greg. Come
That's
on.
true. But it was, I believe it was worstNFLowner.com. And if you go to that, it now redirects to the WashingtonFootball.com website. So it does work. Anybody can point any website they want
That's
to.
true.
Yeah. So if you go to
What is
that,
it? Let me try.
Worst NFL NFLowner.com.
Let's see if it
Try
works.
Yeah, that's the one.
Look at that.
There you go. So that's a fun game that we can now play.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of things that we can redirect now too.
Oh wow. That's
It opens up a lot, right?
it opens up a lot of avenues there.
Yes. Yeah. So how about this? If anybody has anything, text us on the hotline 603-505-8043 with what you would redirect and where you would redirect it to.
Small Dicks Incorporated. How much
Redirects
did you
to
pay for
patspot.com.
this?
For like $8
$8. It's worth it.
for the year. That's a whole year of that joke. Love it. Speaking of jokes, John, we'll go back to John Gruden. Growing up, he was a Cleveland Browns fan, which I think explains a lot. Eventually, he became the head coach of not the Cleveland Browns, but the Oakland Raiders. Went in 2000, went 12-4 before losing to the eventual Super Bowl champion Ravens in the AFC Championship game. And then the year after went 10-6 before losing to the eventual Super Bowl champion New England Patriots in a game you might remember.
Oh yeah.
And then after, I think it was after that year, he didn't get fired. You know, he got traded kind of similarly to the way Belichick was to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Tony Dungy got fired and went obviously coached the Colts. And so the Bucks traded here it is. High stakes trade that included Tampa Bay's 2002 and 2003 first round draft picks, 2002 and 2004 second round draft picks, and $8 million in cash to acquire John Gruden.
I got a Super Bowl out of it, so
yeah. So all they did was go to the Super Bowl the next year because their defense was fantastic. And then John Gruden retooled the offense because, you know, that was his thing. Those high-flying Oakland Raiders in the early 2000s. So they meet in the Super Bowl. It was basically called the Gruden Bowl in 2002. And Gruden won, making him the youngest head coach to win the Super Bowl at age 39. That would be surpassed by, anybody know? The youngest.
Harbaugh, maybe?
Who?
One of the Harbaughs?
No. It was a coach who previously served under Gruden as the Bucs defensive backs coach, Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Right. Mike Tomlin is the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl.
How old is he?
I'm guessing younger than 39, so probably 38. But the reason that the Bucs won the Super Bowl over the Raiders, one of the main reasons, other than one of the Raiders players going AWOL the night before the game, was Gruden's prior knowledge of the Raiders. Quote, the most damaging piece of evidence is NFL Films footage of Tampa Bay defensive back John Lynch telling his teammates during the game that almost all the plays ran by Oakland's offense were plays that Gruden, who that week even played the part of Rich Gannon by playing quarterback with the scout team offense, specifically told them to look out for. Better still for the Buccaneers was that the Oakland hadn't changed their audible calling signals that Gruden himself had installed, thus tipping off plays repeatedly. That's bad, guys.
Well, yeah, that's the Raiders' fault for not changing the offense when he left.
Oh yeah,
That's what I mean. That's bad. And then you're playing the same guy who installed that offense
to the Super Bowl, but still.
Yeah. How did nobody else catch on? Is what I want to know.
Good question.
because they're not taping practices.
Yeah. So that's true.
Plug in locker rooms.
Stealing playbooks.
Jamming headsets.
Jamming headsets, that's right. The Bucs would finish 7-9 and 5-11 the next 2 years because they were in cap hell because of it. And became the first team to have consecutive losing seasons after winning the Super Bowl. So John Gruden is the best at failing too. The low point was a Monday night game against the Colts, who obviously are now coached by Tony Dungy, who was his predecessor. And that was the game where the Bucs were 35-14 in the fourth quarter and still managed to lose 38-35. Remember that game? Peyton Manning just went the fuck off.
Oh, yep.
So then Gruden took a whole bunch of time off until he was lured back in the NFL with a 10-year, $100 million contract, which we all remember, in 2018. Part of that included a no-trade clause so that he couldn't get traded like he was when he was the coach of the Raiders the first time. And then, as Greg alluded to, in October 2021, this is the juicy bit, a league investigation into the Washington football team for workplace misconduct uncovered emails Gruden sent to then Washington general manager Bruce Allen, where Gruden used racist, misogynistic, and homophobic slurs. This is where it gets juicy. The emails were written between 2011 and 2018. So this isn't just like a one-off. This is what he does. The emails referred to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell as a F-word, a bundle of sticks, and, Greg?
An anti-football pussy.
A clueless anti-football pussy. He also said Goodell shouldn't have pressured the Rams to draft, quote, queers, referring to Michael Sam, the first openly gay player. Gruden stated that players who protest the national anthem should be fired, specifically referring to former 49ers safety Eric Reed. Gruden used a racist stereotype to describe NFLPA executive director DeMaurice Smith, which this is such a boomer thing, saying dumb Boris Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires. Misspelling Michelin, of course, because it's John Gruden. Also, dumb Boris, really? That's
pretty bad.
That's such like a Facebook thing you'd see.
It's great. It's grade school level.
Yeah, it is. Dumb Boris Smith
in elementary school.
Yeah. Gruden also called then United States Vice President Joe Biden a nervous, clueless pussy. So he likes clueless pussy. But this
I didn't hear that one. That's sweet.
Yeah. That one tracks.
Yeah.
Allen and others also received emails from Gruden that contained topless photos of women, including 2 Washington football team cheerleaders. Which, when you combine that with all the cheerleaders stuff for the Washington football team that went on, is even worse. Gruden resigned on October 11th after details were released to the New York Times or by the New York Times. And then he announced his intentions to sue the NFL and Roger Goodell for exposing his scandals. And because of that, he was removed from the Buccaneer Ring of Honor, where he had been inducted in 2017 as a result of these emails.
Gave me a pee-pee slap.
What?
Gave me the old pee-pee slap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They gave him a big old pee-pee slap.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
sometimes a naughty boy.
Yeah.
Right. He's a patsy.
He is.
Yeah,
Very naughty.
The only one to be smeared by that or caught up in that Redskins investigation, because that's where it came from.
So So my question is,
the Redskins got punished. They just kind of swept that shit on the rug and they took down.
Big time.
Right. So why are they protecting the Washington franchise so strongly?
No idea.
And Dan Snyder specifically.
Right.
Like, just boot his ass and get somebody else in there who's less of a headache.
It'll make you more money, even.
Yeah.
Probably not that easy to just boot someone, though.
I mean, the NBA did it pretty
Yeah.
rapidly, no?
Yeah. The Carolina Panthers had to do it.
Oh, yeah, the Panthers too, right?
I think he resigned, though, didn't he?
Maybe,
Richardson?
yeah. That's true. I think he may
Same
have.
idea. Didn't the
sold the
Suns
team.
too?
The shit he was saying was hilarious.
Yeah.
The Jeans Fridays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where he'd be like,
We
oh,
talked about
you
that on this podcast.
You
Yeah,
fill
you must-
those jeans out.
yeah, you must have to jump and get into those jeans, huh?
Yeah.
This creepy old man shit.
Terrible.
Which is nowhere near as bad as anything Dan Snyder's done.
Yeah, I mean, even Gruden, it's like 2011 is a different time. I mean, obviously it's awful shit, but it's like he just comes off as like a dumbass more than like a malicious.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like it's like a second grade insult, not like a
Yeah.
racial charge.
You dumb Boris Smith. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. You're a fucking 10-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
But-
John Gruden, unrelated to the game we're reviewing today.
You're welcome.
This was a John Madden game though, so that was sweet.
It is a John Madden
Oh, I
game.
fucking
Rest in
love John Madden.
peace.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Yeah.
It's great to hear his voice too. Did you watch the game, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you picked up on this. That I don't know where I heard it, or I might have read it in the recap of the game. But did you hear about the Monday night controversy commercial from the week before
No.
with Terrell Owens and Nicolette Sheridan?
No.
So apparently this was like when Desperate Housewives was coming out.
Yep.
Or just starting to get popular. So there was a commercial, like the intro to the game, where they did like a dual advert for the game and Desperate Housewives, where one of the housewives shows up in a towel in the locker room, and T.O. is there, and she's like, "Don't go on the field, come stay with me." He's like, "No, I gotta go out. I gotta go out there." And then she like, it's like a back shot, and she like drops the towel. And he's like, I guess I'll stay.
Nah.
Yeah, I am.
Wow.
And like people were like losing their shit about it.
I mean, this is 2004. This is a different time then
2004.
too.
Yeah. And it's right after the Janet Jackson Nipplegate, right?
Yeah.
That was the last Super Bowl.
Yes, it
So
was.
people already had their antennas up for fucking
Yeah,
NFL.
they're
shit.
already outraged. They're just looking
Yeah.
for a reason to be outraged even more.
Yeah. I wrote down some of the quotes of reactions from different public figures, and they're fucking hilarious.
I love
Wait,
it.
I think I found it. Do you want to watch it first, real quick?
Yeah. Let me see this thing. 'cause
All right, let
I
me
gotta see this.
let me share this real quick.
Good job, fact check, boy.
That's what we do. Oh, what the hell? Oh, are you still there? What am I doing? Am I sharing?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, we can see it.
Hey, look, I'm Greg. Technical difficulties. All right. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What are you doing? Game Philadelphia. Then I gotta get
So now this is her taking off her towel.
Oh, he looks down and smiles.
Looks down and smiles.
Like it's Star Wars.
Yeah, and now they cut to the other two housewives watching that.
Oh my.
That
That's
In
spicy.
defense, was a poorly done commercial and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear some reactions?
Yeah.
John McCain.
Oh, this should be
Senator
good.
said, disgraceful performance.
By whom?
Both of them. Terrible acting.
Lovie Smith, head coach of the Bears. Pretty close to pornographic.
I think that was the idea, Lovey.
Pat Buchanan, noted like Southern old man Republican.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A stinking thing for ABC to do. Tony Dungy, Mr. Christian Values, was pretty upset about it. He said, we're
Oh, yeah.
negotiating a new contract. Maybe we don't consider ABC. So he's really
Ooh,
trying
I'm
to
gonna put hardball on this.
play some hardball there.
Oh, girl.
And Dan Rooney, owner of the Steelers,
Mhm.
about the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, Dan.
I have a counterpoint.
You got a lot coming to you, dude.
I have a counterpoint to that, though. Terrell Owens in that game, 8 targets, 6 catches, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. They won 49-21.
Yeah, and he missed the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Goes up late and balls out. Good work.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He got back with the 6 minutes left and caught a 59-yard touchdown pass from Donovan McNabb to open the scoring.
Donovan.
Didn't even take that long.
Yeah. Also, they're like, oh, he's like, the game starts in 10 minutes, and you can't see it, but every single jersey is still in the locker.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they wearing?
Just a green screen of like a locker.
Yeah.
They're both green screened in, and they're trying to like mush it together. It's just
So
poorly
good.
done too.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it had everybody in a tizzy. It had people saying it was racist because it was a trope, and then it was racist because it was a white woman and a black man. So it was like you got both angles there.
Oh,
It was a
boy.
whole big thing. Everybody was pissed. Really hit the sweet spot.
Yeah, that's how you know you did it well.
Piss everybody off.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, John Gruden or John, sorry, look at this. That's probably why Andy.
Ooh.
John Madden commentated for this game. I actually wrote down a quote here that I think would really piss you off, Andy.
Yes.
John Madden, talking about the referee, said Bill Levy, one of the best refs in the league. So not only is it a great commentator, it's a great referee.
I'm glad I missed this game.
Yeah. You would have fucking had an aneurysm.
Perfect.
Another Maddenism. They were talking about Belichick's style, and I think they were probably ahead of the curve here, talking about how he like always wears the sweater.
Yeah.
He said Belichick looks like everybody's 11th grade gym teacher, which I thought was pretty spot
Oh,
on.
dead on. Oh, speaking of which, I've been searching the internet for a toddler-sized Belichick hoodie. Can't find one yet. So if you find one, let me know.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, you just
That'd be
get a
cute.
regular one and cut the sleeves off, no?
Well, it's not for me, Gregory.
Yeah, but you can't just
find
find
a
a regular toddler-sized sweatshirt.
Not the right color gray. You know, you need that like dark
Okay.
gray, the original Belichick gray.
All right, I feel you.
So if you find one, let me know.
All right. Another Maddenism.
Mm.
They benched Earthwind Moreland
Oh no.
in the first quarter, and he said Earthwind got fired. good.
That's not bad.
Why is a Hall of Famer, guys?
That's Berman-esque right there.
yeah.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah. So you want to talk about the game, Steve? You want to give me your input?
First play of the game or something like that. You see sacked by rookie Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rookie Jared Allen. Jesus.
Yeah.
Rookie Jared Allen.
This is gonna be one of his first games. It's kind of
Probably
crazy.
his 11th, I would think.
Yeah, it's crazy to see those guys so young, and you see them coming before, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
Wine
long
him,
did-
dine him, 69 him. You hear about that?
No, what?
He had like opened a restaurant. I don't know. It might have been in Kansas City or Minnesota, one of the two. And he like it was like all branded like 69 because that was his number.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
And I
so it
guess
was.
their like logo or informal logo was wine 'em, dine 'em, 69 'em.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so he was basically Gronk before Gronk.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker literally picked number 69.
He
Good
had
for
the
him.
mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually looked on his Wikipedia to see if he had done anything funny. And I saw legal issues and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Turns out they're the most typical Jared Aaron legal issues you could imagine. He's got 3 DUIs and that's it.
I was waiting for drunk and disorderly, but yeah, that works
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's tough though.
I never remember him as a Chief. I just remember him as a Viking.
I remember the Chief more than the Viking.
Oh, I just remember him as a Viking. And that he was just supposed to be one of the prolific trash talkers, I believe. Jared Allen.
Prolific what?
Trash talker.
Oh, yeah.
He was always mic'd up.
Do you know what his celebration was? Remember the
Oh no, what was it?
remember? He
What's
used to do that
supposed
every time he sacked.
Yeah, what was it supposed to be?
I thought he used to be stirring the pot and then like a whoop,
Yeah.
but he's tying the cattle. You know, when
is that what he's doing?
you tie him
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
I just like they like rolled his hands like a false start motion and then threw it over his shoulder or something. Like he was doing out there.
That was a dick joke, number 69.
He's pretty sweet though. He's got a lot of personality.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
He was good.
He also had one season with 22 sacks.
Yeah, so I'm saying he was definitely good.
Yeah. Second most in a single season behind Strahan.
Yeah.
Also, TJ Watt might break that this year. You see that?
Yeah, what's he at now?
Well,
I think
got an
he's at
extra
like
game.
21.
He's got an extra game. Doesn't even. His
Oh,
his
yeah.
oranges.
Good point.
That's true. Yeah. Same with Cooper Cup breaking the reception yards record.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Cooper Cup. He's about to win me $1,000, dude.
There it is.
Dude, I love that boy. Him and
Yeah,
Jamar Chase.
We're not talking about fantasy football.
Come on, just let me tell you what my
Hold
team
on.
is. I call them the Beatles. Cooper Cup, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, and Travis Kelce. Like, tell me
Jesus
that's not
fuck.
stacked.
That's
squad
ridiculous.
right there. Yeah.
Mine was Kyler Murray and CMC.
Oh yeah.
And the wheels fell the fuck off like week
Oh, yeah.
4.
Dude, I'm in one league that's a double keeper. I've had Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey for like 4 straight years, and they both have fucked me every year.
Every year.
And then
Yeah, at
every
least one of them.
offseason, I'm like, well,
It's still them, though. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
exactly.
a lot of potential. And then they fuck me again. It's my fault now. It's my
Mhm.
fault. You know?
Officially. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Pats come into this game. So we'll give you the final score. The Pats ended up winning this by 8 points, 27-19. Probably not as close as the score indicates. It was pretty competitive through about 3 quarters. Obviously, the Chiefs have a great offense, so they kind of have that firepower, but they're missing Priest Holmes, which I think was a big part of this game, and it was like a lot of the talking points from the commentators. So
So
the
I actually
Pats
did.
got back.
I did a deep dive, a little bit of a shallow dive on Priest Holmes before I did the John Gruden thing.
A shadow
And-
one. Huh?
He's got to be the most unlucky or like underrated running back in the NFL, I think.
I got a question before you jump in. Do we know why his name's Priest? Is that his name? Or is that
Yes.
a nick?
No, that his name is Priest Anthony Holmes. He's named Priest Holmes. He used to go by Anthony early though. Like he didn't go by Priest until like I think he was in college.
Yeah.
But he,
Is he religious?
I feel like you have to.
I'm assuming his family is.
Either that or they want him to grow up to be a diddler.
Well, raised in a military household apparently.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, a little bit. But in college, it took him a while, but eventually got the starting job in University of Texas, the starting running back, and was killing it. And then missed the 95 season with a knee injury, allowing the emergence of future Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams to take over as starter. And never recovered. Then got drafted by the Ravens and started 4th behind Bam Morris, Ernest Biner, and Jay Graham. Eventually won the starting job a couple years later. Had his first 1,000-yard rushing season, including a 200-yard game. And then 2 years later, he was supplanted by rookie running back Jamal Williams, which is why he got traded to the Chiefs.
Jamal Lewis, right?
Yeah, what did I say?
Williams.
Oh, Jamal Lewis. Yeah, sorry.
You guys are terrible with names.
Got Ricky on the brain.
Yeah. So he gets injured in college, and Ricky Williams takes over for him, and then runs for 1,000 yards after beating out 3 guys, 4 actually, because he's behind Eric Tourette at one point. Remember Eric Tourette?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Runs for 200 yards and then gets replaced by rookie Jamal Lewis before going to the Chiefs and setting records for touchdowns in a season and such. And then gets injured in 2005. It was cut short by an injury to his spinal column from a tackle by Sean Merriman, which sounds
about right.
fucking terrible. Replaced by Larry Johnson, who would then take over his starting spot and he would never recover. So
Yeah, that was like an interesting part of this game too, because Larry Johnson's on this team, but he wasn't playing. So they were starting Derek Blaylock, who sucked.
yeah, I remember Derek Blaylock. He was not good.
Yeah. He had like 10 carries for 20 yards at one point in the game.
Woof.
And the best part is this is peak Corey Dillon, who is the best running back we've had in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently Vermeil hated Larry Johnson.
Really?
Yeah. Like he didn't want to draft Larry Johnson, but he like wanted a defensive player. And then they drafted him anyways. And then like he came in and they said, I saw a quote, Vermeil said he needs to grow up and take the diapers off because he wasn't like working hard enough in practice or something.
Damn.
Yeah. So they show him, he's like standing on the sidelines in these games. And then he just like didn't get any touches. But once Blaylock gets hurt, they have to play Johnson. And then he just like tears it out.
Just goes off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vermeil has to, tuck his sack and go back.
Goodness.
I love that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Madden had a great point. Another plus for the commentators, Andy.
Love it. It's John Madden. Talk him up.
He was talking about how the Patriots have replaced that bubble screen game that they've always done, even like the screen game, with just Corey Dillon.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, now they don't even need to run that. It's taken over that part of that offense, and now all Tom Brady's doing is sort of throwing it deep.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah, that
action.
makes sense.
It's awesome to see. Corey Dillon's super good in this game. And recently, all these games he's been playing in this year, he's just running over people.
Didn't Corey Dillon fumble in this game? Like late?
Yep.
Mhm.
Kind of kept them in it.
So
Yeah, he scored twice. So this is actually interesting. It was his first Monday Night Football game ever.
yeah, because he's been on the Bengals for so long, they just don't play.
It's awesome.
That's great. And he's in his like 8th or 9th year at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. The twilight of his
Playing
career.
on shitty teams. Yeah, like it's not even shitty teams. It's just teams no one cares about because we still see the Giants. Every goddamn week, and they're fucking terrible.
Yeah, at least once a year, if not twice.
Yeah, so he scored twice. He had 26 carries, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a late fumble that like they could have put the nail in the coffin, and he fumbled inside the 5.
Yeah.
He did good on that last day of the 6-minute offense on there, and they chewed a bunch of time up, mostly through him. So like right after the fumble, I came back to him, and he played pretty well in that.
That's what you want to see.
On the last drive, kick a field goal drive.
But this offense is so balanced right now. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like they were getting like plays from everybody because like David Patton's still there. He had like a couple big plays. Daniel Graham had plays. Deion Branch, who came back first game since week
6
2,
catches, 105 yards.
He went off like he had a sick touchdown.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in ages. Oh, yeah, that touchdown was
You got
great.
Corey Dillon. So it's like they were kind of firing on all cylinders here.
This is some of the peak offense of Patriots, like of Brady, The balance, like you said, is really the important part. They're definitely better in the pass game later on, but they're never this good in the run game, Like Lawrence Maroney was supposed to be this sort of back, and he just never was or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's because of Dillon. Because Dillon really like opens up a lot of things because they have to play that.
Yeah, you can't just sell out for the pass or something like that.
You can't
actually have to respect that run.
bring people. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
He looks similar to Mondre, like in the build.
Mondre the Giant.
I think he's thicker than that.
Oh yeah, they're all wearing gigantic shoulder pads back then too.
That's true too. Yeah, I love the way Ramondre Stevenson runs. It's just like he's falling down the entire run, but still ends up getting 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah,
just stumbling the entire way.
The Garrett Blunt of it.
Man.
Yeah.
So the defense did end up giving up 19 points, a couple big plays. I think it's probably to do with Ty Law and Tyrone Poole being out. And then they benched Earthwind, and then Randall Gay got hurt. So then they brought Earthwind back out.
Oh, no.
No, it was Asante that got hurt.
Oh, was it?
They had the camera right next to it, and you could hear him like screaming. It didn't sound good. It was bad.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
and then Gonzalez was kind of killing him too.
Well, they were like selling out to stop Tony and leaving the corner sort of on islands, and they were just getting killed. He was just thrown over the top of them for big plays.
Mm.
And Gonzalez was still getting those too, but they couldn't run the ball at all. And like the yards per carry was super low. I remember it seemed 1.9 yards per carry.
19 carries, 58 yards.
Yeah. So they're shutting the run down.
Not great.
Johnny Morton, 107 yards receiving. Eddie Kennison, 99 yards receiving. And Tony Gonzalez, 86. Was there any Dante Hall sightings in this?
Nah, he didn't like flash that much. They kicked it to him too. They weren't afraid of him.
That's surprising because I think this might have been peak Dante Hall as well.
I think it's
2003, 2004.
He comes off.
2004 is.
No, they said he had 3 returns last year, actually.
Yeah. 2003, he had 2 punt returns for touchdowns, 2 kick returns for touchdowns. 2004, he had another 2 kick returns for touchdowns. And he had the most kick return yards he's ever had, 1,700.
Human joystick.
X Factor.
Greg.
So back to like the balance thing. I just remembered that I did take it. They had a graphic on the game. So through the 9 games so far, they have 11 players with a sack, 14 players with a takeaway, 15 players with a reception, and 11 players with a touchdown.
Fucking A.
Yeah. So the second team in the last 20 years with 10 plus players in each category.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, contributions from everywhere.
Literally, yeah.
How does that stat hold up now?
It's a good question, Steve. I wish we had a stat check guy.
Yeah.
That's a tough stat to check right there.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they're not that easy, Andy, and people just throw shit and see what happens.
Greg, ours are usually asking you to Google shit.
That's Tucker, Andy. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Use Twitter. You Twitter shit.
I'm not gonna do that.
Just Twitter it.
I'm not gonna do it.
That's being very good, Greg. Good job.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, the Patriots tie the record for the consecutive games scoring first. This is the 15th straight game scoring first.
Yes.
Which is pretty impressive.
Tied the record, right?
Broke the record.
Oh, that broke the record? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. 15 games in a row.
Yeah. You guys got any other notes?
Well, I mean, the game ended there with a pretty sweet play. Their whole last drive was terrible because they did get the ball back with a couple minutes. Right?
Oh, I saw this last play. Yeah.
By 8 points, and they had they had a first down from the 20 or so and no timeouts. And then they just kind of squandered it, and Willie finished it with that pretty sweet sack.
Buried him.
He absolutely bodied the offensive lineman, too.
One of those 15 yards this day and age sort of sacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely fell on him.
Body weight.
Yeah, definitely a body weight foul.
Yeah.
That shit's ruining the game. I tell you what.
I agree.
Yeah.
They need to
and
they need to change how many yards it is or something. Or give how they change it from roughing the kicker to contact with the kick. They need to because they can't just keep giving away 15s for nothing, Right.
On a judgment call.
It's
the
changing.
Taunting one is the worst though. Because they don't even know they haven't even decided what taunting is. They just make it up as they go.
Oh yeah.
So bad.
Garbage.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of taunting, but they're not going to get rid of roughing the passer, so they need to figure it out.
That's true.
And right now they're just they have no idea what they're doing. They're just anything, flag.
I'm sorry, are we complaining about the refs here?
I'm complaining about current day refs.
You're doing a pretty good job, Greg. I like that.
No, the referees.
They're complaining about the league, not the referees. Okay?
Yeah,
you're doing a good job as the Andy, Greg.
To the rule. Yeah. It's not their fault. It's the rule's fault.
That's right.
Not with the taunting, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Making it up
they
as
don't
they
want
go.
to call taunting penalty, but Ginger.
Greg, it's a hard job. Cut them a break. They're humans. This is part time. They should be full time.
He's the best referee in the league right now.
Who?
Bill Levy.
Oh, all right.
He used to be a fireman.
Well, yeah, he's good under pressure.
That's what John Madden told me. He used to be a fireman and then he retired and now he's a referee, which is kind of interesting.
That's very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for that stat. All right, want to do best and worst?
Yeah.
He also when he was talking about Larry Johnson, he said they haven't pulled the cork on him yet. As in, they haven't let him go and play yet, which I thought was I don't know. I've never heard anyone say that. I thought it was interesting.
Champagne bottle, dude.
That's a wine snob thing right there. we're gonna
He's
let
a pretty
that
well
sit.
spoken guy.
Let that. Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
He's
Have you guys
awesome.
watched the documentary?
Not yet. It's on my
All right.
list though.
Homework for next week. We'll loop back around and talk some Madden.
Okay. Can do that.
All right, let's start with best and worst then. I got a best on a Madden there.
Give it to me, Steve.
They're talking about what Belichick looks at for players. He knows like all like the intangible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then and like even on that list is how they interact with the equipment guy. And John's like, well, I never really cared about that, but all the other stuff for sure.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's awesome.
One of my worst is Matt Light. He was just not good. He hasn't been good at all his entire career up to this point.
He's done okay. He just struggles with speed rushers. Always has.
You know how
always
good
will.
he is? You know, just like you saw Jared Allen earlier, and you're like, wow, he's gonna be really good. And you can see that in Matt Light, but man, he sucks at the beginning of his career.
He struggled a bit. It was always against like certain people too. Like he would have just a bad game where the entire game was terrible, but then you don't hear from him for 3 weeks.
Oh, but Freeney would eat him up.
Oh, Freeney would eat him up all the
Colts.
time.
Oh, he was like so bad.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm telling you, speed rushers. That was the thing.
That's best was a Tully Banta-Kane kick return.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I said, hey, that's the guy Kelly credit card swiped in the ass.
It is. Yeah.
We're
That's how
gonna see if we can get Tully on
Mm.
to hear his side of that story.
Well, I mean, he shows up to house parties in Maine, so I don't think he's like.
I know. I just want to hear from his perspective. That's all. Tully. All right,
All
Greg.
right.
You got some best and worst?
Andy, Greg
yeah.
is driving this. Get off.
All right.
Greg is driving
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you some best and worst.
Please limit it to one of each.
My best is just
You
Dante.
didn't even watch the game, Greg. He doesn't even have one to give. He's like,
My
He's
best.
probably making it up on the
he's playing
spot.
about some random player.
That's right. My best has nothing to do with this game. It's Dante Hall's YouTube highlights.
It's true. Those are
'Cause-
electric.
Those are.
Yeah, we'll link him in the show notes. It's worth the watch. It's amazing.
There's one in
human joystick.
particular, the one where he like runs backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has that big loop back around.
That one's so ridiculous. Who else you got on that list of like best YouTube guys?
Barry Sanders for sure.
Barry Sanders.
There's like a list of 100 best Barry Sanders run, and they're all like
Yes.
top runs from anybody else. It's like YouTube
Very
highlights.
true.
He's got 100 of them.
What was the guy that played for the Saints that won the Heisman at USC?
Oh, Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush's college highlights are
Those are
fucking
ridiculous.
absurd, dude.
Yeah.
You're just making people look silly.
Yeah. Actually, Barry Sanders for that too. Dion Lewis's college highlights.
Being good. Yeah.
Those were dirty.
See that.
That's a bit of a deep cut.
Randy Moss.
Randy
like,
Moss. Anything.
Randy
Yeah.
Moss Vikings highlights are insane.
Any Randy Moss highlights.
Anyway,
Even his college highlights are dirty.
But there's something about the Vikings ones where it's just so raw. Like the talent is so like it just compared to the other players in the field. You're like,
Yeah.
this guy is not in the same league.
He's
as
not
this
human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking so fun to watch.
Lawrence Taylor too, I would say. Just throwing
Sean
people around
Taylor.
like rag dolls.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So yeah, I'll have to put a list together, I think. So who do we have? We had Dante Hall,
Reggie Bush at USC.
Reggie
Dion.
Bush, USC,
Dion Lewis.
Dion Lewis, Randy Moss. Oh, Barry Sanders.
McGruff. McGuffie. Remember McGuffie?
Well, he had a hilarious nickname, right? The fridge guy. Isn't there like a college quarterback that was like huge?
Oh, you're talking about the hefty lefty.
No, that's somebody different. That's Jared Lorenzen.
We'll put him on there because his highlights are hilarious.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. McGuffie was like this white kid from Texas that was like, it was like Pee Wee football, and he was just like dominant.
Oh,
It was
that
like
dude.
right when YouTube first came out.
Yes.
Like
Those
the
are
OG
super
one.
old.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that had that.
And he
dude had a
hurdled.
name.
He was the first guy to hurdle somebody, a defender.
Oh,
Sam McGuffie or something like that.
Sam McGuffie. We're gonna write it down and see if we can find him. That one might not make the list of links, but we'll try.
Just wait. You're gonna watch it and be like, "This one's top of the list."
I've never seen it.
You probably have.
All right. My worst.
That was a good best, Andy.
Not bad, right?
No.
My worst is just the fact that these Chiefs are a losing team. They joined the 1975 Buffalo Bills as the only two teams in NFL history to score an average of at least 30 points per game and miss the playoffs. Like that's garbage.
Hard to do.
That's hard to do. Like, how bad does your defense have to be
Yeah.
to miss the playoffs?
And they were dumb too. Madden kept saying that throughout the game, where
Did he?
he'd be like, well, that's why the Patriots are the Patriots, and that's why the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Because they like clearly have talent, but they're just doing dumb shit, or like not tackling or whatever.
Yeah,
Well, their
that feels
defense
right.
was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Dillon branch run, especially, like he ran through the whole. He's like, you can't let him run through your whole defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Daniel
definitely
Graham one too. Yeah. There was a bunch of them. That was like,
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were those Greg-esque enough?
that was good, Andy. Those
Not
are
bad,
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do the ones like that more often.
All right.
I'm watching
Yeah.
McGuffie mixtape right now.
You remember him?
No, I've never seen it before.
Okay. All right. My worst is the Patriots giving up the longest play of Kansas City's season
Oh.
for Earth, Wind, Moreland.
Oh, I saw it in the highlights. That was bad.
It was like
Oh,
a
yeah,
75 yarder. I keep wanting to say Gruden. Madden had another good point there too, where it was like they were collapsing on the middle because they were so scared of Gonzalez because Belichick's always trying to take away the best player.
Of course.
Yeah.
So he's like, when you do that, you leave the sidelines open. So they threw a go route on the border. So that might be why I said it was a good point. And my best is Earth, Wind, Moreland's intro because it's Monday Night Football. So they do the so-and-so from so-and-so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, Earth, Wind, Moreland from 1AA powerhouse, Georgia Southern. The fuck yeah, dude. Rap them.
Georgia Southern. They were a UNH rival for a while.
They were a powerhouse. There's no doubt about it.
Don't they run the triple option, I believe?
Probably.
I believe that's their deal.
Yeah.
But they're like one of the best in the country at the triple option.
Yeah. Apparently Deion Sanders is coach of Jackson State.
Yeah.
He just got the number one recruit in the country.
I heard that.
All there.
By paying them, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's
I
like
thought that
an
was it.
HBCU, so he sold them on that. And he's
Oh,
a
I thought it.
you can't pay him.
You can pay him for his likeness now. So I thought he did like some
Yeah.
deal with Barstool or something.
The schools can't pay him.
Oh, COVID.
Good. I'm glad they can get paid. Should be more of that in college football.
Damn right.
That's right. You tell him, Stevie.
Work for free. What is this bullshit?
That's right.
Student athletes.
Goodness.
Greg, how much do you think you would have been paid
Me?
at UNH?
I didn't. I wasn't worth a fucking nickel, dude.
Greg had to pay them.
Yeah. I was very self-aware that I was worth nothing to that school.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're worth something to me, though, Greg.
That's all that matters, dude.
That's nice.
Yeah.
My love is priceless.
That's true.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it out, right? You guys got anything
Yeah.
else? Any parting thoughts? How do you think the Pats are going to fare this week against the Dolphins?
I have one parting thought. This McGuffie mixtape, not that good, Greg.
Yeah, but it's the first one, Steve. It's like,
Yeah.
what is it, Casablanca, where the movie actually blows, but it's like the first one that was actually like modern.
Mhm.
I can see that. You can see some of the VCR recording stamps in this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hand cut.
And like, you know how like when you used to watch them before you realize that like just because you're good at like Pee Wee doesn't make you good at pro, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So you'd be like, dude, I'm
Tell
gonna
what age they
follow
are.
this guy till he's in the league. You know?
yeah.
And that was the first time you were like, oh wait, No, he sucks now. Everybody else grew up.
Yeah, they all caught up to him in size and speed.
Yeah.
Now he's mediocre.
Uh-huh.
All right, what's next week, Greg?
It's a good question. You tell me.
All right, we'll stat check.
Let's not do that on Friday, though.
Week 12.
Patriots hosting the Baltimore Ravens. 7-3 Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh, that sounds like a good game.
Brian Billick. Yo, buddy. That's exciting. I don't remember these games. All right, take us out, Greg.
Well, until next time, I hope you bitches stay safe and stay clean. Unlike my two fucking dumbass brothers here, wear your mask. Get your booster. Don't be an idiot. See you later.
See you later.
Later.